Well, peak demand is expected tomorrow morning, and state leaders keep telling us there should be more than enough electricity available to keep the lights on this time. But it's not hard to be a little nervous after what we all went through last year. From people sleeping at gallery furniture and shopping with cell phones to get flashlights out, and groceries as well. Folks lining up at public parks just to collect water. State lawmakers forced an overhaul of ERCOT after this trauma, but did it really make the grid more resilient? Well, tonight, a former board member who was pressured to resign is speaking out, only to ABC 13's Maya Shea.
Lanterns. There's other lanterns.
Flashlights.
There's flashlights.
Mary Ballard has lived in this North Side house for 60 years. She never thought she'd have to spend much time preparing for a winter storm.
Oh, Lord, wonder we're going to have lights.
But after last year, she now knows better.
They are inside their homes and they are freezing, wanting to know when the power will be restored.
Like many of you, when the freeze hit a year ago, Ballard lost power and her pipes burst. She's lucky no one in her family died, but she lost confidence in the people running the show. You think ERCOT fixed the grid?
They ain't fixed it.
You may remember when the blackouts began, there was an immediate focus on ERCOT and its board, which included 5 energy experts like Peter Crampton, who lived out of state.
We all knew we were one outage away from losing our positions.
Professor Peter Crampton spent his career designing complex electricity systems around the world. Now living in California, he sat down for his first lengthy interview about what went wrong in Texas.
Electricity gets into trouble when politics intervenes.
Crampton says ERCOT told state elected leaders that Friday, February 12th, that there would be blackouts, but the emergency was soft-pedaled by state leaders over that weekend.
One of the sadder things is that the communication to the Texans was not nearly as good as it could have been.
By Monday, February 15th, many parts of the state were plunged into an icy darkness. Hundreds died. In the days that followed, the governor promised ERCOT heads would roll.
They should be required to tell you, your viewers, as well as government leaders, exactly what is going on and what is not going on, and they are not stepping up and providing that level of transparency.
Among the first reforms to pass, kicking out Crampton and other out-of-state independent energy experts and replacing them with political appointees in-state. The new law passed after the freeze means ERCOT board members can no longer live near the beaches of California or the mountains of Colorado. They have to live in Texas. But does that help Texans have better electricity? Getting rid of the ERCOT board didn't really solve any of the problem.
Oh, none.
In a just published 30-page report on the freeze, Crampton points out the obvious, that blackouts occur when the demand for electricity outstrips supply. On the supply side, he says we need to weatherize the grid, increase our use of green energy, and most importantly, regulate natural gas producers, something Crampton says politicians don't have the guts to do.
Requiring winterization and other regulations would actually impose costs on them and then reduce their profits in times of scarcity, as was experienced last year.
On the demand side, Crampton says older homes like Ballard's will greatly benefit from better insulation, replacing leaky doors and windows. Newer homes should have tougher energy standards. He says since the freeze, lawmakers haven't passed any laws to encourage better construction and conservation.
What's much more disturbing is legislation that, rather than solve the problem, makes the problem worse. These are the batteries. So there's 4 very large batteries.
In his own home, Crampton is trying his best to live what he preaches. The batteries on the side of his home store electricity from the solar panels on his roof.
This is the Tesla.
He and his wife only drive one car, electric, and only charges it at night when energy prices are the lowest. He knows these things are not really practical for most people, but says Texas leaders and Texans should start somewhere.
You certainly will have another freeze, and the question is how many people are going to die. And so is it going to be 1 or 2, or is it going to be hundreds?
This is the gas heater.
And that's a very real concern for Mary Ballard. Her leaky pipes from last year not fixed yet, and she's depending on space heaters to get through this cold spell.
I hope the lights stay on, and if they don't, I'm going to be I'm going to be writing.
Ballard may be writing to her elected officials. Professor Crampton just wonders if the politicians will have the courage to act in time.
Texas has what it needs to have a resilient system, but the regulation has to be there.
For now, not much has changed. Maya Shea, ABC 13, Eyewitness News.